Yeah, the field is certainly starting to get into that formation. Gene Spooner, oh boy, starting from grid number 1. Big mean Gene Spooner. And this guy's so tough, his sponsors, Burgers, named a burger after him. It's called the Big Spoon, and you can go and try that at Burgers at the hub in Hornby. So you out-of-towners, make your way to the hub in Hornby and try the Big Spoon burger. Rodney Wood, yeah, he's doing plenty of looking up high, and you'd have to say that the signals he is giving are that top side might be absolutely marginal.
Well, that's what I was telling you before.
Yep.
That's what it's all about, and he's hanging back because that is quite a dangerous situation if someone gets bumped offline there. And yeah, he's a very experienced driver and also a track man, so he knows. So that's what all that's about.
Outside of that front row would have been Josh Buchanan sitting there on the infield. So now Jamie Duff and, well, we've got the family reunion. The Nationals are underway. Heat number 1, down through turn number 1. And it's the Duff man, Jamie Duff, leading the charge. Rodney Wood, he gets tangled up with Zach Sockhole at the back there. So it's Jamie Duff, Gene Spooner and Steve Duff Jr. Michael Pickens sitting there in 4th position right now, looking ominous. Matthew Levisage started going round, got tagged by Alan Chapman, and we've got a big snafu down there with the 44 of Daniel Anderson, 64 Matt Honeywell, and Corey McQuillan knotted up there. Let's hope they all remember. Here we go, green flag about to fly, restart, heat number 1. The Duff man's gonna lead them down past the Stadium Finance corner. Gene Spooner's in there, hanging on in the Burgers, 35 car and second. Here comes Slim Pickens. Michael Pickens cranks up the Stadium Finance CRC number 1 car, running up way high and wide by the Pickens, but it's still the Duff man, Jamie Duff, leading the charge of the Sprint Car Brigade. Pickens in 2nd, Spooner in 3rd, Steve Duff Jr. in 4th, Matthew Levisage in 5th, Matt Honeywell. He just got right into the tail of the 44T car. That's Daniel Anderson. So a little bit of impatience here shown by Honeywell, but he so desperately wants to start getting some points. And boy, oh, the Duff man's out. The 19 car retires to the infield. The nightmare continues. So it's Pickens takes over the lead. Spooner hanging on to 2nd spot, running the wheels off the Burger car. Here comes Matthew Levisage in the 78 machine. Matthew Levisage sitting there in 3rd, and 4th is the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. Then it's the 64 of Honeywell. Boy, he has made some inroads through the traffic. But Pickens got the hammer down there in the CRC number 1 car. Gene Spooner, what a surprise package he is in this one. But he's just one of many drivers. Give a sucker an even break, and he is going to take it. Mean Gene Spooner in 2nd. Matthew Levisage sits here in that 3rd spot. 4th held down by Steve Duff Jr. Behind him, the Sheriff Jaden Dodge. Levisage tries the high line, notches up another spot. So Matthew Levisage up into 2nd spot. Gene Spooner just shuffled back a little into 3rd and 4th. It's still Steve Duff Jr. in the JW Neal Concup 15C car. Dodge starting to apply some real pressure. Rodney Wood getting up there in the high line. He's also made up a little bit of ground. But Pickens, half a lap advantage over his opponents. Dodge just spun it up, has managed to keep it going. But Pickens is going to win easily. Matthew Levisage in 2nd, Gene Spooner in 3rd. What a drive by the big fella. 4th, Steve Duff Jr. in 5th. It's a 64 of Matt Honeywell. The 44, Daniel Anderson, next cab off the rank. Then we go back to Rodney Wood in 7th spot. Zach Sockhole in 8th. Jaden Dodge in 9th. Alan Chapman in 10th. And the Duff man. Oh, the problems are besetting their campaign this year. Let's hope it's nothing too major. Put your hands together, folks, for Michael Pickens taking out heat number 1.
And let's tune in for our second race of the New Zealand Sprint Car title, brought to us by Access Man.
Here we go, green flag flies, 10 laps the distance, and it's capital punishment for the field right now. Dave Kerr brings the 99 up into second spot, goes toe-to-toe with McDonald. McDonald just unshackled himself from that one, but Stephen Taylor leads the way. Jamie McDonald in second, Dave Kerr in third. Oh, Dave got into the wet stuff. Right, the field, we're back into the starters' hands here, folks, as they make their way down through Stadium Finance, Prison Bend. It's Stephen Taylor in the 9N car, up to the white line, hammer down time. Stephen Taylor in the niche number 9 leads the way. Then we go back to the 7. Here comes Joel Myers, pulled the slider on Max Guilford. Guilford making big moves in that 79 car, the high tools machine. So Guilford up into third. Oh, he's going to try that low line as well. Gives Myers a little bit of an opportunity to move up a little, but it's still Stephen Taylor. We've got a couple around down there, Fetu Taiwa and the 35 of Rob Vasey. Round they went.
Yes, Rob Vasey just spun around AJ, and Fetu just slid in there to avoid him. So he made a wee bit of contact, but nothing too serious. He threw it sideways, so he didn't clean him out.
Yeah, here we go, coming up to the white line. Time to flick the rocket switch. And it's going to be Taylor, McDonald, Guilford, and Joel Myers Jr. Ryan O'Connor and Jonathan Allard. Wheelie from Allard, yellow's out.
Yeah, a bit of a...
oh, there we go. McManaway down there. Let's see if we can get some solid laps in. This is heat number 2, Ruapuna Speedway, time 7 p.m. here at the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge. Ruapuna Speedway, green flag flies. Stephen Taylor. Ah, Guilford's going to be the one that goes round this time. Managed to keep it going. Oh boy, that was a heart-stopping moment for him. So it's Taylor, McDonald. Here comes Joel Myers Jr. Junior trying the low line. Oh, I don't think he's going to do that one again anytime soon. Change at the front as J-Mac manoeuvres the 71A car. That's the Haikoki machine. Gets it past Stephen Taylor in the 9 car. Big battle between the two Americans going on there. Third and fourth. This time it was Allard who decided to try his luck down through the slop. So Americans third and fourth with Joel Myers Jr. from Sebastopol right up by the wall. Now these two did this the other week, and Myers won that battle, but this time it looks like Allard's going to win the war. Jonathan Allard, 2-time New Zealand Sprint Car champion, sitting there in that third spot. Our race leader, Jamie McDonald in the 71 car. Taylor goes high. Allard just scrubbed off a little bit too much pace there going down past the Stadium Finance Hospitality area. But you sense that this is going to be the battle between Allard and Taylor, especially in every other part of the racetrack apart from that 3 or 4 metres there through turn 1 and 2. Taylor out wide. Here comes Allard. J.A. moves the Dalton's car up there into second position. Taylor's not going to take that one lying down. It's still Jamie McDonald leading the way. Jonathan Allard second. Stephen Taylor in third. Joel Myers Jr. in fourth. Then we go back to Ryan O'Connor and Max Guilford. Big battle going on further back between Nigel Colvin and Dave Kerr. White flag out. Just one more to go here. Down through it's the final corner. Jamie McDonald. Here comes Allard. Right up on his tail. Allard's going to finish second. Jamie McDonald to win. Allard second. Stephen Taylor in third. Then in fourth spot, it's Joel Myers Jr., Ryan O'Connor in fifth, Max Guilford in sixth, Nigel Colvin in seventh, Dave Kerr finished eighth, Colwood ninth, Oscar Harcourt in 10th, and Rob Facey in 11th. Lap down Fetu Taiwa in the 9 car. Decisive win, making a statement, Jamie McDonald.
Yeah, great race there by J-Mac, the ex-New Zealand champion, and he certainly had to work those last couple of laps. It was Jonathan Allard making all the moves. It was Jonathan that actually worked out that tricky corner, and we've seen how many moves he had to make his way from 11th to 2nd, so fantastic effort. But Jamie McDonald, congratulations to you. You took out the second heat of the Access Man New Zealand Sprint Car title.
Yeah, we are eyes down and looking, folks. This here, heat number 3. Access Man New Zealand Sprint Car Championships Group 3 versus Group 4. Round they come, and it's time to clobber the clay with heat number 3. James Robinson in the 8 car. Big charge around the top. Here comes Daniel Thomas. He's making a statement. Sean Ashton, if you're going to try to bully Sean Ashton, you're going to have to try harder than that. So Sean Ashton in the 73 car. Ashton goes out a little bit wide, left the door wide open for Thomas. So Daniel Thomas leads away. Connor Rangi in the Dalton's 57 car. He's up into 3rd spot. Back and forth, the Big Mac, Jacob McIntyre. Behind him, it's James Robinson. And then we've got Dean Brindle stuck nicely into 6th on the grid. Dean Cooper next. And then it's the 82 of Jamie Larson, the Sasquatch. Caleb Bourne in the 95 car. Bit of work to do for him. Well, if you wondered, wonder no more. Here he is, the number 3 NZ, Daniel Thomas. And he is really laying it all out there. Heat number 3 for the Nationals. Connor Rangi's up there into 2nd. Here's a big chance. Oh, we got one around. And that's James Robinson. Front end's gone on that one. Yeah, here we go. Daniel Thomas going to bring them round to the white chalk line. Starter's got the flag ready. Here we go. Heat number 3 gets back underway. Daniel Thomas and Connor Rangi. Thomas up high, Rangi down low. Rangi makes a move. Up the inside, the mainlander in the Dalton's car. Don't worry about Daniel Thomas. He's going to come back swinging off the ropes on this one. So it's Rangi, Thomas, Ashton, and look who's lurking. Dean Brindle in the 22 car. Cooper goes out wide. The Big Mac McIntyre, he was having a bit of a lick there, but he's been chewed up and spat out as Jamie Larson went by. The Dalton's 57 car, Connor Rangi. Well, he'll be answering a few questions that North Islanders who hadn't seen him may have been asking. He has got the wick turned up in that Dalton's 57 car, starting to stretch the legs. Daniel Thomas in 2nd. Thomas, no answer for Rangi right now, perhaps doesn't want to go putting it all at risk either. Dean Brindle is about to come under some real pressure from the 84 of Dean Cooper. In 5th position, it's the 73 of Sean Ashton. Jamie Larson in behind Ashton. Ding-dong battle going on there between McIntyre and Bourne a little bit further back. Rangi, Thomas and Brindle, that's your top 3. But Dean Cooper in the 84 starting to loom ominously closer to the tail of the black 22 car. White flag time. One more lap to go here at the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge, Ruapuna Speedway. It's Connor Rangi, the Christchurch boy, registered to Nelson. Checkered flag. We've got a heat in the book for the mainlanders. Thomas in 2nd, 3rd Dean Brindle, 4th spot goes to Dean Cooper, then it's Sean Ashton by half a coat of paint from the 82 of Jamie Larson. McIntyre was next from Caleb Bourne, Adam Evans, the 8 of Benji Snedden, 93 Todd Richards, Alicia Hill. What do you think of that, Ruapuna? We've got one in the books for the mainland. Yeah, pace vehicle driven by Lethal Lee Young. That's the Access Man pace vehicle. Retires to the safety of the infield. And so here we go. We're about to go green in the Heat 4 New Zealand Sprint Car Championship. Ambling down past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. Guildford on the inside. Steve Duff Jr. on the outside. Round through Stadium Finance Corner in front of the Access Man. It's showtime and it's go time. Heat number 4, Steve Duff Jr. He got shot out of the cannon in the 15C car. Leads him down the back chute. So it's Duff, Guildford and Joel Myers Jr. Cole Wood sitting there nicely in 4th spot. Then Jaden Dodge with Alan Chapman tucked in nicely behind him. They have their own little battle going on. And Oscar Harcourt moves up into that 5th spot. So it's Duff Jr., Guildford, and here comes Joel Myers Jr. Just sneaking around the bottom, we go yellow. We've got Rob Vasey and Alan Chapman together.
We're going to go racing.
Yeah, the lights are out, but the sprint cars are at home. Here we go. Green flag flies. It's the gas man. Mad Max in behind him. Then it's Joel Myers Jr. Cole Wood sitting there in 4th spot right now. But oh boy, she's a high-speed freight train in behind them. Oscar Harcourt gets up. Oh, Pickens got involved in that.
Side of Pickens as well, and as you said, Rob Vasey's just throwing that car in. He's already had a restart, so he didn't want to cause any damage. But
let's see if there's any impact on the handling of the CRC Stadium Finance #1, driven by Michael Pickens. Green flag flies. The gas man, Mad Max, and Joel Myers Jr. They're the first three. Pickens just gets down in there. There goes Campbell McManaway around. Down into the shadows there. Prison Bend Stadium Finance corner. Green flag flies. Myers sneaks around the bottom up into 2nd spot. Pickens in 3rd, Levisage in 4th. Guilford just sneaks back or slips back into 5th. Michael Pickens, it looks almost effortless. He's riding the wall down the front straight. But Joel Myers Jr., he's not going to take any of that. And Pickens is back to 4th. So Joel Myers in 2nd, Levisage in 3rd, and Pickens back there in 4th spot. They're not making it easy. The gas man, Steve Duff Jr., he leads the way. Pickens stuck back there in 4th. Taylor in 5th. If you think there's any love between these two, this could get gnarly. Taylor down low, and Taylor's put Pickens back at spot 2. They're going to go toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose, down the back straight. Oh! Taylor and Pickens has gone around. There's contact. Oh, Spooner collects Pickens.
Through here, Gene Spooner, an unfortunate moment for him. He just didn't know where to go. Couldn't clear that car of Pickens, and that'll put both of those cars out for this heat. But man, how exciting is this? Access Man New Zealand Sprint Car Championship.
Yeah, certainly Steve Duff Jr. He races as the gas man, and there is no doubt about that. He doesn't just give it the jandle, it's the work boots, the whole 9 yards. Get down on the accelerator of that one up to the white line, and we're about to have our restart. 6 laps to go. Steve Duff Jr. got a good start. Oh, Guilford just gave Taylor a little bit of a tap. Went around, managed to keep it going. This may not look good for Oscar Harcourt.
Yeah.
So the high tools IVN 79 of Guilford to the back seat of the bus. Here we go, restart again. And it's Steve Duff Jr., Joel Myers Jr., and Matthew Levisage. They're the front 3. Levisage in the Toyco car showing some real pace. Getting up onto the tail of the 46 of Joel Myers Jr. Taylor sitting there in 4th. Jaden Dodge just starting to come into it. The Sheriff in the number 7T car. Oh boy, you can hear the Duff 15 car screaming like a sack full of cats. Down the back straight he goes. It's still Duff, Myers and Matthew Levisage. Taylor unable to make any real impression on him. A few of the boys struggling towards the back. 2 laps to go next time across the line for our race leader. Let's hope he can hold it together. That is Steve Duff Jr., Joel Myers, and the 78 of Levisage. Bottom part of the racetrack, certainly starting to get down, packed down. White flag, 1 to go for Steve Duff Jr., Joel Myers in 2nd, Matthew Levisage in 3rd, Steve Taylor hanging it all together there in 4th spot. And then it's the Sheriff Jaden Dodge. Checkered flag flies, and the gas man from Christchurch, Steve Duff Jr. takes the win. Joel Myers in 2nd, the 78 of Matthew Levisage 3rd, Stephen Taylor 4th, Jaden Dodge 5th, Rob Vasey in 6th. Then we go back to Max Guilford, Campbell McManaway, and Oscar Harcourt. Right, the field's starting to line up. Dean Brindle in the CB Caravans and RV Centre. Trucks and Rentals, TR Trucks and Rentals. He is going to be tougher than $2 stake. to beat from grid number 1 on this. Going to be a big battle going on there. The two mainlanders in row number 2, Dave Kerr and 88i, Jacob McIntyre. Fire and Brimstone, both of those two. Benji Snedden on the outside of the front in the 8. Kihi car, green flag flies. The white knuckle ride gets underway, and it's Snedden that got the big start. Look at Larson going around the top. Jamie Larson already up into the 6th spot, and he started way back, and we got one up and over. We have rugby and we have rugby league, and some would say that rugby league is a game for the tough guys. And Whetu Taiwa, he was the toughest of the tough.
Well, it all started off very gently for Whetu Taiwa there. He just caught a wheel and he started pirouetting around.
Yeah, here we go, folks. Round Stadium Finance corner, past the Access Man Hospitality area, up to the white chalk line, and here we go again. Brindle was up to it this time. All eyes again, cast an eye on the 82 of Jamie Larson. Because if he can start making the high side of the track work for him, he is going to use it and use it well. Snedden in 2nd, Dave Kerr in 3rd, Jacob McIntyre in 4th. Then we go back to the 98 of Ryan O'Connor. Bailey Betts in the 58, sitting there in 6th spot right now. Here comes Nigel Colvin. Gets a little sideways on, scrubs off some speed. The door was left wide open for J-Mac. Jamie McDonald in the high Koki car. Grabs another spot, as does Jonathan Allard. Allard, he's got the elbows up in the Dalton's number 0 USA car. Brindle's running away and hiding from them. Got the length of the straight advantage over Snedden, sitting there in that 2nd spot. Behind Snedden, Dave Kerr in the Southbridge Hotel tin shop Ford. Ryan O'Connor, the BNT 98, starting to loom ominously. Just looking a little further back, McDonald and Allard and Larson, a top trio of drivers, starting to make their move. Allard grabs another spot. McDonald just had to adjust his line. So very calculated run here by Jonathan Allard. He's up there into 6th. He'll see what he can do with Jacob McIntyre. So Allard now up into the 5th spot. Now race leader, Dean Brindle, got a big advantage. Dave Kerr got a little sideways on. Ryan O'Connor got into him, helped Kerr along the way. All eyes, big battle likely to loom here. Look at the talent there, right through. And we've got a gaggle of cars there, like 4th through 7th with Allard, McIntyre, a name that'll be very new to most North Island fans, but this guy just stomps on the gas and hangs on. A very, very good driver. Jamie McDonald and Larson. Green flag flies. 3 laps to go in this heat number 5. The high-speed freight train. Bailey, 3 wide down there through Stadium Finance. You had Bailey Betts in the 58. Benji Snedden and Allard. And Betts is putting on a whale of a drive. He's got Allard in behind him. Allard goes up high, starts chasing a little bit of dirt. See what he can make happen for him. Oh, he had to get on the gas here. Betts was not going to be intimidated by one of the very best. So it's Dean Brindle leading the way. Takes a checkered flag. He's been that far in front. He'd be lonelier than a warm beer at a barbecue. 2nd place is going to go to Allard. 3rd, the 58 of Betts. And we go back to McDonald, Snedden. Jamie Larson got through to the 7th spot just from Alicia Hill. Adam Evans in 9th. Nigel Colvin in 10th. The 8 of James Robinson in 11th. Dave Kerr in 12th. The DNFs were the 98 of Ryan O'Connor and Whetu Taiwa. But Dean Brindle, a masterclass there. Good lap time too, considering the track. You know, it's still damn near 30 degrees out there. Daniel Thomas on the inside, Jamie Duff on the outside. The Duff man will be hoping for a beautiful run on this. Here we go. It's clean, it's green, and the Duff man gets a big start in the Procrete number 19. She's Ducks and Drake stuff further back through the field. Rangi's up into third in behind Daniel Thomas. The racetrack already showing some real life. Oh, Shannara Stronach got a little sideways on and up and over she went.
Quite a tumble. That car got some real height into it.
Well, the good news is, Craig, that Shannara's okay. She's taking the steering wheel off. She's talking. She's moving around in there. So, yeah, she'll have a few bruises, no doubt. But
and Jamie's got the advantage. He gets to set the pace, of course.
Yellow lights out.
Yellow lights out. Okay, stand by, folks. Here we go.
Here we go. Let's hold our breath because we are about to get heat number 6 underway. This time, there's no doubting Thomas. He got a great start. Duff in second. Here comes the 84 car of Dean Cooper sitting there in third. Daniel Anderson drifts out a little bit wide. But it's Thomas, Duff and Cooper. Connor Rangi starting to muscle it up. The 95's got a flat left rear. That's going to bring the yellow out. The same time. Yeah, we go. You did right. Duff's got a bit of a dilemma here. He's just really got to get the points in the bank and not worry how he gets Thomas. Great start by Daniel Thomas. Here comes the Duff man. Right up and closing the gap. Cooper sitting there in the third spot. Then we go back to 44, Daniel Anderson. Anderson, he will start trying to run the high line. Big battle going on between Sean Ashton and the 57. Oh, Rangi's got sideways on. Oh, man. Yellow light stops flashing. That tells us we're going green. Who's going to pull the trigger first? Daniel Thomas in the 3. Jamie Duff sitting there in second spot in the 19. Let's turn him loose. Dean Cooper in the 84 is not going to make things easy for Jamie Duff. Thomas got a belter of a start. Duff starting to wind up the Procrete 19 car. But Dean Cooper right in behind him. Then we go back to Daniel Anderson, Sean Ashton and Matt Honeywell, the two old dogs. Honeywell and Rodney Wood having a big old dockyard brawl a little bit further back in the field for 6th and 7th spot. That will be one where the fur really flies. Honeywell just drifted down across the front and Rodney Wood, oh, they're going at it. No one is going to give away. Wood's got the inside running, but Honeywell, he's going to try the high line now. Wood goes up high to cover him. Honeywell cuts down low. That's the battle going on there for 6th and 7th spot. But at the front, Jamie Duff really just starting to apply the blowtorch. You've got Daniel Thomas in the front, Duff right in behind him. There's less than a car length between them down the straight. Thomas has got the straightaway speed. Look at the corner entry pace being thrown out by Jamie Duff. He's trying to play the momentum game. Dean Cooper in third spot rather. Daniel Anderson putting up a whale of a drive and fourth. Oh, here's a situation. Rangi's tied up and that one was so... Right. Let's go. Up to the white line. Green flag flies. Thomas, of course, being the pace setter, knows where and when he can pull the trigger. Here comes Rodney Wood. He's up into the 6th spot. Sees the gap down below Sean Ashton. He's going to have a look at it. Can't make anything stick. Connor Rangi just got into the tail of the 64 of Matt Honeywell. Honeywell slid across the infield, joined the fray, but it's still Daniel Thomas, Jamie Duff and Dean Cooper. Daniel Anderson really putting in some solid laps in that 44 car. Sean Ashton, Rodney Wood in the Mitre 1051 machine. Rangi's getting close to Wood. We're going to run out of laps. 1 lap to go. And Daniel Thomas laying down the statement. Jamie Duff just going to have to be content with that 2nd spot. Dean Cooper. Duff goes out wide. The drag race for the line. Cooper's going to finish third. Fourth will be Anderson. Fifth, Ashton. Sixth will be Connor Rangi, just over the 51 of Rodney. But then we go to the 64 of Matt Honeywell and Zach Sokol in the 9 car. And 43, Josh Buchanan. 10th, 11th was Todd Richards. Well, Daniel Thomas, he's got to be starting to enter the forefront of a lot of people's thoughts. That front row, the 88i of Jacob McIntyre with Alan Chapman. Let's see how these two go. Behind them, the next row, 98 Adam Evans and Jamie Larson in the 4 car. A lot of eyes on Michael Pickens starting back there in grid number 10. So here we go, groups 1 versus 4. Let's turn them loose. Big old drag race down the front. Alan Chapman, he's been spat out like a dud chick, but now he's decided to get old race. So he went back to 5th, now he's 3rd. Looking back, Jaden Dodge starting to make some moves in the dirt. Dodge in the 7, getting up high, wide, handsome. That our race leader, it's Jamie Larson in the 82 car, leading the charge. Started from grid number 4. The rest of them are fighting over the scraps. Second spot, we've got Matthew Levisage in the 78. Looking for a good, clean run is Levisage. Down the inside is McIntyre. The pace is an absolute scorcher. Oh, Larson got out in the dirt, tagged the wall, and we're going to bring on the yellow. Yeah, and so we've got Levisage, McIntyre, Pickens, and Alan Chapman. Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy going on further back in the pack. They're all over the shop. Alan Chapman got shoved to the inside. Jaden Dodge, they're trying to make it 3 wide, a little further back in the pack. That is brave stuff. Dean Brindle was down low. Our race leader, Matthew Levisage. Michael Pickens comes through. He's in 2nd now. McIntyre hanging on to 3rd. Oh, contact there. Alan Chapman looked like got the bumper onto the 7 car of Jaden Dodge.
And we're ready to go racing.
7 laps to go. This heat number 7. This is going to be a good battle. But also keep your eyes on Dean Brindle. Oh, here we go.
No, when Dean's getting out of the car, he'll be pretty disappointed with that one. He also looks like he's been knocked around a wee bit, so medic, someone just go and check Dean, please. Jaden Dodge is, there won't be too much damage in there. And the other one was Alan Chapman. He glanced someone there too. They're just checking his car at turn 2.
Matthew Levisage, Michael Pickens. Let's see how this battle unravels. McIntyre gets a little bit loose, left the door open. Jaden Dodge moves up into 3rd. So we've got Matthew Levisage leading Michael Pickens. Then we go back to Dodge, McIntyre. Is that Alan Chapman winding up the rubber band in the 44 car? Harry's having a field day out there. Pickens not able to make any inroads into the advantage, held down by Levisage, but you've got to suspect that it could just be a matter of time. Levisage has certainly got some pace out there in that Tyco 78 car. Ruapuna is his home track, but he does spend most of the season racing up at Western Springs. Laps counting down quickly. They're on lap number 8. Matthew Levisage, Michael Pickens, and Jaden Dodge. Alan Chapman, he's really winding it up around the high side of the racetrack. Oh boy, he's a one-man show. Jacob McIntyre just crawling around the inside, if the speed he's going can be called crawling. He's actually just sitting in a nice spot, making it hard for Harry. White flag, 1 to go for Matthew Levisage, and he's going to bank the points. But how important is this as a confidence booster to Michael Pickens, who finishes second. The 7 of Jaden Dodge third. Alan Chapman's going to get up there into fourth from McIntyre. Fifth, 6 will be Steve Duff Jr. Then we go back to James Robinson, the 8 car of Benji Snedden, and rounding out the field, Alicia Hill. Okay, that front row, the 42 of Nigel Colvin and Connor Rangi in the 57, row number 2. Jonathan Allard in the 0 USA, Ryan O'Connor in the 98. O'Connor, there's another favourite that's had problems tonight. Row number 3, the 21, Shannara Stronach and Todd Richards in the 93. Here we go, folks. This is heat number 8. Who's got the matches? Who's got the fuse? Allard saw the gap down low, and he's trying to keep out of trouble. So it's Rangi in the Dalton's car leading the way. The other Dalton's machine, the 0 USA of Jonathan Allard, sitting there in second spot. It's the pupil leading the teacher right now, Ryan O'Connor, sitting there in third. Here comes Thomas. Daniel Thomas up into fourth spot, certainly laying down the gauntlet to the rest of the drivers. McDonald up into fifth. Then we go back to Nigel Colvin and Bailey Betts. That's your top 6. Connor Rangi, boy, he is hauling out there. Allard starting to reel him in. Certainly, Rangi just seems to be a little bit happier down through the prison bend. That's the stadium finance corner, just to get up in the dirt, whereas Allard, he loves the low line, and he's got that car set up just picture perfect for that one. So Connor Rangi, Jonathan Allard, we look back, Ryan O'Connor the next one. Jamie McDonald's got past Thomas. J-Mac in the high Koki 71. Running down the bottom part of the racetrack and doing it just beautifully. What a battle we've got going on between those two. Now Thomas is going to make the big run around the top. Who's got the momentum? It's Thomas. He takes the spot back. So Daniel Thomas back into fourth. Our race leader, Connor Rangi. Jonathan Allard next. We look a long way back, but the big battle is this one between Thomas and McDonald. Oh, we've got one around. Oh, well, we just couldn't go a race without a spinner. Coming up for the restart, Connor Rangi, the Dalton's 57N, the 0 USA, such an iconic number, such an iconic driver. Jonathan Allard sitting there in second, Ryan O'Connor third, Daniel Thomas fourth, Jamie McDonald fifth. Green flag flies, 3 laps to go in heat number 8. And it's Rangi still, and Allard is going to have a crack around the top. Look at the corner entry pace being shown by Jonathan Allard. Rangi's not just going to walk away from this battle. They may race for the same team. There are no orders. So it's Jonathan Allard in the 0, Connor Rangi in the 57. Ryan O'Connor holding out the 3 of Daniel Thomas with McDonald. Track certainly starting to take the rubber. Here we go, checkered flag time. And it's Allard takes a win, Rangi second, Thomas got O'Connor on the line. So 5th was McDonald, 6 Caleb Bourne. Good drive by the Sasquatch. He started way back, and so he got 6th. Colvin in 7th, Bailey Betts in 8th, Dean Cooper in 9th. But there you go, the cream is certainly at the top of the sprint car bottle. The 0 USA, Jonathan Allard from Connor Rangi and Daniel Thomas are the first 3 across the line in heat number 8. Access Man, New Zealand Sprint Car Championship. He's actually prepared to give it a bash in the New Zealand Sprint Car Championship. And you've got to so respect a lot of these young fellas. You know, through the years, traditionally, a lot have said, oh no, we're not going in there. We don't want to make a bit of a fool of ourselves. These guys are backing themselves to put on a show, but also to learn.
Absolutely, and of course McManaway is right beside Joel Myers Jr., so he'll get a great look at how to drive a sprint car, and yeah, he's performed very well over the first season of his sprint car career, so congratulations to you, Campbell.
Going to be a big old battle from that back row. Mad Max and the Duff Man. Let's watch these two weave their way and try and get through the traffic, but oh boy, she's a high-speed roller coaster right in front of them. Eyes down and looking, folks. This is the last of the sprint car heat races for tonight. McManaway on the inside, Myers on the outside. Green flag flies. And it's Campbell, McManaway. Myers makes a big run around the top. Joel Myers Jr., he's got the lead. McManaway in second, but making the big slide up the inside. The 47 of Zach Sokol, and he's making a big charge up the inside. Oh, the fur is starting to fly. Rodney Wood. No, sorry, Colwood. He has a bit of a problem and starts going back through the field. But look at these two young bucks having a crack at each other. Sokol's got his nose in front. Oh, Meyer had to get onto the brake. Myers sees the gap. Oh, oh, Myers. He's not going to die wondering, this kid, is he? Look at the battle going behind them. Here comes Stephen Taylor. Taylor desperate to keep up a good points haul, but Zach Sokol in the 47 car, unknown to many down here, and he is dishing it up in the bucket loads. So Zach Sokol leads the way. Here comes Meyer, makes a charge around the top. You watch him, he's going to really try and hard right up against that wall and keep that momentum up. The pace is a scorcher between these two young fellas. Meyer, he's trying absolutely everything, but Zach Sokol running it to perfection. Oh, what a move. Yeah, there was contact, but, you know, that was nothing. Joel Myers Jr., he's got the lead. Zach Sokol's going to come back at him. You can just sense it. The 9 of Stephen Taylor in third. Matt Honeywell's got into fourth. Daniel Anderson in fifth. Then we go back to Campbell McManaway. And the 51 of Rodney Wood. Wood has to get off the gas. The Duff Man's through. Jamie Duff now, he's starting to make some big moves. He's up into about fifth or sixth spot right now. What a scorcher of a race. Joel Myers Jr., he's got a bit of a break over Sokol, but Sokol's going to have to start concerning himself greatly because here comes Stephen Taylor. White flag lap. They've all left their run too late. Joel Myers Jr. is going to take the checkered flag in this heat number 9. Access Man New Zealand Sprint Car Championship. Checkered flag flies. Zach Sokol in second. Stephen Taylor in third. Matt Honeywell in fourth. Daniel Anderson fifth. Jamie Duff in sixth. Then in seventh spot, Rodney Wood, Campbell McManaway, Oscar Harcourt, Max Guilford, Josh Buchanan. That was a ripper of a race.